Good morning, good afternoon, I guess. Matthieu de Klerk, how are you doing? Are you surviving
Good
COVID out
day.
there? Yeah,
Good day.
good day, good day. I surfed this morning in the clear open
Montana?
ocean, which is probably more polluted than I want to think about. But so my day is going well so far. And we are, what's even better, besides talking to you virtually through our technology here, is that we are doing an EP Monthly October 2020 article review here. And this one is called COVID Era Leadership by our man, Mike Silverman, MD, FACEP. And this is a
Yeah.
part two. You did part one last month, I think. I didn't
Yep.
do part
Yep.
one
Yep.
last month. But I read through here. It's a lot of good stuff on kind of post-COVID world and what we're going to be, he's giving you some sort of advice. I will say part of this is social media stuff he's talking about, which is really interesting. He's very
Yeah.
pro, very pro.
Are
And I
you
don't know.
are you on Twitter? Do you read Twitter? Do you
I'm
write
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter?
I stay far, far away from Twitter. I hate it. And I just watched a show that everybody should watch called Social Dilemma on
Yeah.
Netflix. It's
See,
it's tough.
I'm not a social media person, but
Yeah, don't
Mike
start.
kind of points out in this article like how during COVID, because of the isolation, social media has brought people together as well
Yeah.
as the sharing of medical knowledge and ideas and keeping up to date with the new medical information on this pandemic. So it was interesting for me as well because initially said Twitter, I was like, "Pfft, no thanks, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, maybe I
I'll
should
tell you
be on
what though.
Twitter.
Here's the subtlety of that to me, and it's the same thing. The subtlety with the literature. If you read these really famous, there's a AMA statistics book that's escaping me. That's like the classic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's written by all these geniuses of evidence-based medicine. And they basically say in that book, which is now 7 years old, they're like, so much literature out there that the average general physician should probably not be looking at individual papers. There's just not enough. You just don't know enough about the statistics. So you should wait for the meta-analysis, wait for the RCT. And I think the
You
same thing
should,
is true of Twitter. And I may be putting myself out there, but
yeah.
Hippo, like with a lot of help from you, put together that COVID hub. Other places did the same thing. That's where I want my information. I still go to Twitter, and I'm very, very scared that I'm getting a view that's not at all vetted. And that makes me really terrified. So I'm not sure I agree.
I just wait for Salim and Swaminathan to break it
Yeah,
down for me in
I
these
just call them.
short,
They're on
succinct
they're on
articles.
speed dial. Me and
Yeah.
Salim actually did that. Went to the hello. What do I give? But anyway, this stuff from Silverman is actually really good stuff, and it's going to be a different world post COVID in many ways. And right as we're recording this, President Trump has COVID, so I'm not going to go any farther than that because by the time you hear this,
We
something
will we
terrible
will
or
keep
wonderful
them
may
in
have
our
happened. But
thoughts
yep,
and
thoughts and prayers and what have
yes.
you.
Mhm.
All right, de Klerk, great talking to you.